What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Derek, and in today's video, I want to talk to you guys about the Tolifo PL-100 RGB. And I should say, like to clarify, the company did send me this light completely for free. I thought it looked really cool. I also like the fact that it has a built-in battery, so you can use it wirelessly after it's charged up. I was sent another light stick by Zhiyun. They sent me a light, and it also has a battery, and it does RGB and everything, which this one does RGB as well. And I love that one because it has a battery and I can use it with the battery and it lasts really long. I use it mainly to shoot up against the wall like some blue or some color, add some color when I'm live streaming. And so I thought having a second one that I could use for things maybe over in the other corner would be really, really cool. And unfortunately, I think that's where this review is gonna come down to. I mean, obviously I'm gonna touch on what comes in it, the quality, things like that. But at the end of the day, the light can look as good as it can look. It can have as many accessories. It could be wireless. It could be controlled by an app if you want through your phone, which this does all of that. But if the light doesn't work well, the light doesn't work well. And so that's gonna be the main focus of this, the decision of whether I think this light is worth it or not. First things first, it does come in this kind of semi-hard shell case. Very high quality, very high feel. I like it. When we first open it up, we are presented with our couple booklets. So you have the instruction manual, a little warranty card. It does come with a 1-year warranty on it. You also get this app control instruction book. It does 2700 Kelvin to 6500 Kelvin. It also has a CRI. So this is how well the light works to produce when you're recording video. The colors that are around you, how accurate are they from real life to, does that transfer over to video when you're using this light? So the higher the CRI number, the better. 100 is the highest you can have. This has a 97 CRI, which means that the quality of the light source is really, really good. Dimming range, it goes from 0% to 100%, so you can completely turn it off by spinning it all the way down. I love that because a lot of lights only go down to 1%. You can't just spin the thing to turn them off. You have to shut down the light every time. It has a high power RGB WW COB LED. It has 20 different FX modes, which we'll go through. Again, it can be controlled by the app called Link Light, and also it has a rechargeable lithium-ion battery, a 4500 milliamp hour battery. Duration, it says standard mode about 66 minutes, max mode about 45 minutes, and also overheating protection. Once the temperature reaches 140 degrees Fahrenheit, the overheat protection will be triggered. In the meantime, E1 will be displayed on the screen. And so that's basically kind of the specifications of it. It did mention it has 100-watt charging with the power adapter. It does not come with a power adapter. It just comes with a USB Type-C cable, which is how you can charge this as well. It's just not going to be 100 watt. It also comes with this handle that does have a little bit of adjustments. You can tilt back and forth. It does not spin, unfortunately, for some reason, like around, but it can also go on one of the mounts for lights. So if you have like light bars or whatever set up, the mount that most lights use, I don't know what it's called, this handle can fit right on top of there. So you can literally pull it off, have a handle to be holding it. It comes with the light itself, which is very stylish. I love the look of it. I love this kind of fake brown leather on the sides, has a good feel to it. And then it also comes with the little reflector as well as a diffuser for the light itself, which just goes over this. It's just like a little kind of rubber thing that goes over. And then this just goes right here on the front of the light, which you of course don't have to use it with the reflector and stuff, but I pretty much always use a light with a reflector of some kind, or like a soft box, like I have a light, this light right here, and then obviously with a diffuser as well. So on the back of the light, you have 2 knobs and you have 4 buttons above those knobs. You also have the power button down here, a power cord plug-in, and then a USB-C plug-in. So we're gonna go ahead and turn the light on. I'm gonna hit the power button. You gotta press and hold it. When it comes up with this number 10 on the screen, and for whatever reason, you have to like spin the knobs to get it to go to normal. So now we're at 10% brightness right now on the light at 6500 Kelvin. Now we can spin this all the way down, as you can see, to 2700 Kelvin. We can go all the way down to 0 brightness, all the way up. It's gonna get bright for a minute to 100 brightness. And again, I'll switch it over to 6500 Kelvin just so you can see. So we're gonna drop it back down to, let's just say like 5 for this video, just so you can see enough of the light. The other nice thing is these buttons that you spin to adjust the Kelvin, or the color if you're doing hue or saturation, or for the actual dimmer, they also have presets set to them where you can just press the button in, and when you do, you can see it changes 2700 Kelvin, 3200 Kelvin, 4000 Kelvin, 5000 Kelvin, 5600 Kelvin, and 6500 Kelvin. At the top, like I said, you have 4 buttons. So you have a max button, which for whatever reason, I could never get to work for me. Like I press and hold max and it doesn't do nothing. I don't know why. So we're gonna ignore that. But for the FX, like it said in the specifications, it has 20 different FX. So when I hit this, you can see like, here's like a strobe light. If I hit it again, it's kind of more like a lightning effect. You'll see it on, like here, now you'll see it kind of flash like boom, 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 saying then it did too quick. And it has all of these different effects you can go through. Again, there's 20 different ones. I'm not gonna run through them all. And then we can hit the FX button again to go back to where we can change it via the Kelvin or whatever. The next button is a fan and Bluetooth icon. If you press the button once, it'll turn the fan on or off. I'm assuming this is if you're trying to limit the noise quickly or whatever, because of maybe some specific type of recording. I don't really get why you would want to turn the fan off. It's never been super loud to me as far as I've been aware. If you press and hold the button, that's what turns the Bluetooth on or off. And then the next button is the HSI, which HSI is going to switch to your colors. So you have your hue is how you set this. So it goes from 0 degrees hue all the way up to 359, and that obviously changes the colors. Now, when you're in this mode, when you press in this button, that's what's going to change over to your saturation, which is going to allow you to make the color lighter or, you know, more saturation. So it's either going to make it like more red, or you can lighten up the red. It's going to turn it to a pink color, pink white. Take it all the way out, you're almost down to like a purplish white color. And so you can adjust just by pressing this in between the hue and the saturation, and that's what's going to give you your color on this device. So let me go ahead and turn this off, and then we'll talk about the actual light as an actual light. So again, I love how this thing looks. I think it's stylish. I think it's modern looking. The issues I had with it, everything works well on it, but then like I said, what comes down to a light, and at the end of the day, what we're reviewing is how well does the light light? Like if I need to use this as a light, how is it gonna perform? And I had two main issues with this thing overall that really have limited my ability to use it in my studio here. The problem is if you are running this thing at 100% brightness, in the book they said 55 minutes in max and 66 in non-max or whatever. I did not ever get that time. If I'm running this thing at 100% brightness, I get about 15 minutes out of it and the battery is dead. If I run it at 50% brightness, I maybe get 30 to 45. It varies a little bit more at 50%. Now, obviously you can go down and like 25% is gonna last even longer, blah, blah, blah. But you know, most of the time I'm not running that low. I mean, 50% is probably the lowest I'm running unless the light's like super close to me. But most of the time I'm gonna be operating between that 50% to 100% range, depending on what I'm shooting. Now this thing does get super bright, which is nice, but it does die really quick. Again, it has USB-C. I'm sure you could plug it into a power bank, or you could buy the adapter, which is gonna charge it faster. You could plug it into the wall. You could keep it on a battery bank, but a battery bank's gonna add another piece to this, making it a little less convenient. And still, even with a battery bank, I don't think it's gonna charge fast enough to stop this thing from depleting very fast. So if you're trying to use this at 100%, you're using it for a very short amount of time. The second thing is the overheat protection. Even when I run this thing at 50%, and even as low as like 25%. Now, if I go below 25%, I've never had an issue, but even at 25 to 50%, I might get like 15 minutes out of it. And yeah, the battery's still charged, but all of a sudden, while I'm recording a video, the light will just go off. And I had to kind of pause and sit there for a minute while the fan's spinning, cooling down everything, and then automatically the light will come back on and boom, it'll come right back to what it was. But I gotta sit there for a minute in the middle of making a video and wait for this thing to cool down. So to have a light, I understand it has overheat protection, which is great. I mean, you don't want it to overheat, but that should be something that happens very rarely. It shouldn't be something that's happening in Ohio when it's about to be winter and the temperature outside is 40 degrees Fahrenheit and inside my house it's 68 degrees Fahrenheit. So it ain't like it's summer and it's hot in my house or anything like that, but still it's hitting that overheat protection and shutting off. And so that's the problem I have with this light is I think it's cool. I think it's a great little device, but I just don't know if I could recommend this light for $209.99, so $210 for this light. I personally cannot recommend this light. I think it's way too overpriced for what it is and for the major issues that it has. If they can fix the overheating issues, if they can fix the battery issues, and who knows, maybe I have a bad unit, I don't know, no way for me to tell. But if they can fix those two issues, then yes, I love the aesthetics, I love that it's wireless, I love that it's app controlled, RGB, everything. But again, at the end of the day, if the light doesn't work, then the light's no good, in my opinion. And that's the problem I ran into with this Tolifo PL-100 RGB light. So thank you guys so much for watching as always. If you guys like this video, like reviews of tech, different tech products and stuff, creator products, lights, cameras, things like that, make sure you hit that like button. Also subscribe to the channel so you get notified when we post more reviews of products and stuff. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching. Love your faces. I'll see you on the next one. Until then, peace out everybody. Later nerds.